A cloud is an accumulation or grouping of tiny water droplets and ice crystals that are suspended in the Earth's atmosphere. They are masses that consist of huge density and volume, and hence it is visible to the naked eye. There are different types of it, and they differ from each other in size, shape, or color. They play different roles in the climate system, like being the bright objects in the visible part of the solar spectrum. They efficiently reflect light to space and thereby help in the cooling of the planet. They are formed when the air becomes saturated or filled with water vapor. The warm air holds more water vapor than cold air. Being made of moist air, it becomes misty when the moist air is slightly cooled. With further cooling, the water vapor and ice crystals of these clouds grow bigger and fall to Earth as precipitation such as rain, drizzle, snowfall, sleet, or hail. They are classified primarily based on their shape and their altitude. Based on shape, they are classified into three types: cirrus, cumulus, and stratus. Based on their height or altitude, they are classified into three types: high, middle, and low. High clouds can reach above 6,000 meters or 20,000 feet. They are also known as cirrus clouds. They are usually thin and are made up of ice. They often indicate fair weather and hence do not produce rain. High clouds are fascinating and come in several types. Let's explore them. First, we have cirrus clouds. They are thin and often wispy, typically found at heights greater than 20,000 feet or 6,000 meters. They are composed of ice crystals that originate from the freezing of supercooled water droplets. Next, cirrostratus clouds. They are high, very thin, comprise a uniform layer, and are composed of ice crystals. It isn't easy to detect, and is capable of forming halos when the cloud takes the form of thin cirrostratus nebulosus. Lastly, cirrocumulus clouds. They are small, rounded puffs shaped that usually appear in long rows high in the sky and are white, but sometimes appear gray. Now, let's move on to middle clouds. These clouds form between 6,500 feet and cirrus level, or from 2,000 to 6,000 meters. They are also known as alto clouds. They frequently indicate an approaching storm. They may sometimes produce virga, which is rain or snow that does not reach the ground. Middle clouds also come in different types. Let's take a closer look. First, we have altostratus clouds. These are in the form of continuous sheets or veils, gray or blue-gray. They are composed of ice crystals and water droplets. In its thinner areas, the sun can still be visible as a round, dim disk. These clouds may often form ahead of storms with continuous rain or snow. Then, there are altocumulus clouds. They are grayish, sheet-like, characterized by globular masses or rolls in layers or patches, the individual elements being larger and darker than those of cirrocumulus and smaller than those of stratocumulus. Low clouds. They lie below 6,500 feet, which means from the surface to 2,000 meters. They are also known as stratus clouds. They may appear dense, dark, and rainy or snowy, and can also be cottony white clumps interspersed with blue sky. Types of low clouds. First, we have stratocumulus. They are usually arranged in large, dark, rounded, or globular masses, often in groups, lines, or waves. Next, there is stratus. It usually looks like a huge gray blanket that hangs low in the sky, resembling fog. It comprises a uniform layer and appears dull. If these clouds are warm, it means rain, and if it is cold, it snows. Finally, we have nimbostratus. They are known as rain clouds, and they are dark, thick, and accompanied by light to moderately falling precipitation. Great vertical extent clouds. They are the most dramatic type. They are also known as storm clouds. They rise to dramatic heights and sometimes well above the level of transcontinental jetliner flights. Types of great vertical extent clouds. First, we have cumulus. They are convection-type, puffy, and sometimes look like pieces of floating cotton. The base of each one is often flat and may be only 1,000 meters, or 3,300 feet above the ground. The top of the cloud has rounded towers. Then there is cumulonimbus. They are dense, towering, and vertical, and their top acquires an anvil shape. They are associated with thunderstorms and atmospheric instability, forming from water vapor carried by powerful upward air currents.